Hey everyone, this is Sash, and welcome back to another Geek Arts video. I've been away for a very long time, and I just wanted to do a quick compilation to kind of explain where I've been at, as well as show you guys our very last war for Season 3. If you want to skip ahead to the reward opening, you can find that around the 15-minute, 45-second mark. I'll put a time link to that in the description so you can navigate there easily. But yeah, I've just been focusing on family a lot. As you can see, I am part of OMNI2, and I wanted to maybe explain that a little bit in this video while I kind of take you through the fights. So we actually formed OMNI2, the OMNI2 Alliance at the beginning of Season 3, I believe, yeah. And it was actually Loya, League of Extraordinary Assholes, as you remember, from pre-Season 3, and a couple of the guys from Omni were chatting with us, and we were looking for a Shell Alliance. At the end, we decided to use our alliance, League of Extraordinary Assholes, and basically change the name, as well as get in some really good talent, with the goal of pushing towards Platinum 1. And so that became something that we all kind of banded together to form and carry out. So that's kind of how it happened, and I've just been so busy with officer duty, taking care of my son. I also went on vacation for about a month or so. So yeah, that's kind of been the story there. As you can see, in this particular match, I am taking on Path 6. This is Tier 2 Alliance War, so probably around the same level as Tier 1. Relatively difficult, but nothing too crazy. In the second match here, we are facing up against a Spider-Man Stark Enhanced 4-star, but this is a Bane node. I thought it was Iron Man Infinity War, so I was actually dueling him to practice, and Spider-Man is a little bit trickier with that evade, so you've got to be careful here. I'm trying to use only light attacks, so I don't trigger that evade and get hit, but I think I might be making a mistake pretty soon. Yeah, so that was a mistake. Got myself parried, and in the end I decided to save that special 3 just in case that actually happened. So in the end, luckily, no deaths there. So you'll notice also that I don't have Blade on my team, and that's because this particular alliance that we're up against have placed very few, if not any, Mystic Champions, at least on my path, so I don't think I actually needed that, which was a good time. For Node 24, I had to boost quite a bit here. If you didn't catch that at the beginning of the video, we ended up in rank number 1, Platinum 3, after our previous match, the one before this. And so this match was basically the deciding match to make Platinum 2 again, or basically stay in Platinum 3. So it was all or nothing, and I kind of had to go really hard. Node 24 was actually a 6-star Killmonger, which can be a little bit tricky if you're not too patient, and ultimately Spider-Man Stark Enhanced is an excellent champion for this particular node. I imagine they place Killmonger here primarily because of the Void users. As you know, Killmonger will stack power very rapidly if you place debuffs on him, and so just with the shock charges, you can see it takes him up to 2 full stacks of energy there, and that's something you got to be quite careful about. Spider-Man, of course, is a great champion to taunt out those specials, whereas Void, I imagine you would be hitting the special 3 quite instantly, so that's something to keep in mind. I personally don't have a 5-star Void. I only have a 4-star Void who is at rank 5 and ready to take on Node 24 if I actually happen to face like a champion that I'm not too confident about, maybe like a Medusa or something. But in terms of this particular match, I think well, in terms of this particular lane, I think Spider-Man Stark Enhance is the MVP for most of the nodes. You'll notice I did get hit there, so that was a bit of a mistake. And that was probably the only mistake I think I'd end up making in this particular match. He's also got some limber, so that's something to keep in mind if you're facing off against Node 24. You'll notice I've only got about 50 seconds left, and so I've got to kill this guy in within that time. And of course, no problem for a Stark Enhanced Spider-Man's special 2 there. Lots and lots of hits though, so I think there was over 60 hits if I'm not mistaken. The next fight is a Hyperion mini-boss, and this is an all or nothing, so just speeding through some of the boosts here so that doesn't take too much screen time. Again, Spider-Man being the MVP for this particular node. He's such a good champion, man. If you guys don't already have him, really hope that you can get lucky and pull him. We pulled this guy from a basic, and we got lucky after our first clear of Labyrinth of Legends, and got the Tech Awakening gem. So that was a really good time. I've not been able to naturally dupe this guy. So that was unfortunate. He's unfortunately only rank 4. I did complete Labyrinth of Legends 100%. Spoiler alert. But I did not use the catalysts on him. As you can see. After about 19 hits, Hyperion did end up going to a special 3, and that means that I could have gotten seriously wrecked if not for the invulnerability boost. So that's exceptionally important. If you happen to have those, I think it's very important to use on this particular node. Let the taunts kind of work for you and bait out those particular special attacks. If I'm not mistaken, I think your power gets drained here. Yeah, so full attack bonus there, not too difficult off a fight, and ultimately a pretty good time. Alright, so next matchup we're facing up against an Iceman. This is the Power Shield node. And if you fought this before, you'll know that this particular node takes no damage from basic attacks. You only are able to deal damage via special attacks. And so the goal, of course, is to build up 10 poise charges and then try and get as much power as possible. You'll notice that I lost about 35% of my health just from Cold Snap. I think it would have actually been a lot worse if I had not maxed out energy resistance. So that is a pro tip if you are going up against an Iceman. I recommend just trying to max out your energy resistance mastery. It's really helpful against Iceman. Other than that, you can always use one of those regen boosts, which you may have seen me do at the beginning here. Yeah, so under about 51 hits takes down that Iceman, and full attack bonus achieved. Alright, this particular node is the last one on path 6. This is a mutant, 6-star mutant champion. I thought it might be either like a Nightcrawler or a like a Domino, possibly even a Sabretooth. I fought Sabretooth here before, which you know, can be quite tricky. But in the end, it ended up being a an X-Pool Dead Force. So yeah, very basic fight. I just used Hyperion, spam those special attacks, try to use some of my special 2s for max damage, and it wasn't too much of a problem. I really value Hyperion on this particular node because of the power gain that he gets. You're able to outdamage this particular node so well compared to some of the other champs that you could potentially bring. Red Hulk is also one of my MVPs on this particular node. If I happen to face like a Mystic champion or a champion that that Red Hulk might do better on. But Hyperion, for the most part, is pretty good. Alright, on to the Blade mini-boss. This is the middle mini-boss, I believe. I forgot to actually take a look at the node there. That is the middle mini-boss. So here we've got some limber to deal with, and again, I just had to play it quite carefully. I use an invulnerability boost in case I got hit with that special 1, 2, or 3. Either of them would easily one-shot me with that bleed damage. You really don't want to take any bleed damage here. So as you can see, building those poise charges, and yeah, just kind of baiting out the specials. Intercepting there, pretty good time. So yeah, this season ultimately was relatively stressful, and in between arena and trying to manage the rest of the team with all those spreadsheets and stuff like that, man, I've just not had the time to make content. However, I have been recording quite a bit, and I'm hoping that the rewards section of this opening will kind of make up for my absence. I have missed you guys, and I do apologize for not kind of keeping up with the content. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make this a bit more consistent. But for those of you who are dads out there, you of course you know what I'm talking about. The very last fight of Season 3 was this particular boss, Battle Group 3 final boss, which was a rank 5 Medusa. And we had a boss killer take on the Medusa, but unfortunately he did not one-shot her. And I decided to back up this fight using my magic. One of the reasons why I actually brought magic, I practiced a ton on duels before going into this fight. You'll notice that I do make a few mistakes because it's just probably the first time I've ever fought a Medusa with my magic, and I'm trying to get those intercepts on point, man. But you know, definitely with the practice, it makes it a lot easier. You'll notice here my block gets broken. I'm not sure if I'm not sure what happened. Maybe I got nervous and I released the block, or something like that. I'm not really sure what happened, but I ended up losing like 70% of my health, man, just from like 2 hits. It was crazy. So yeah, very OP, very stacked boss, and great placement for a boss of this tier. So tier 2 and tier 1, probably going to be seeing Medusa quite often here, and you're going to have to bring that A game in terms of skill. So now we're down to about 17%. I think this particular boss ignores your armor and stuff like that, so you've got to be very careful. You can only take so many blocked hits before you are taken out just via block damage alone. In addition, she gains physical resistance, and I tried to go in for that intercept after the special 2 and was successful, so ended up taking her down. in the end there, under 50 hits, I believe. Let's see if it says 54 hits. Okay, it's 54 hits in total. As you can see, we were successful. We ended up ranked 37 in Platinum 2. We won that fight. And the best part, the bonus, of course, we ended up with 464. The bonus, of course, I earned that MVP 1 title, so that was really, really cool. Overall, the season looked like this. Out of the 12 matches, we won most of them. We won 8 of them, and we lost 4. So about 75% of that. Here are the rewards. As you can see, the standard screen there, 2,000, 5,000. This is about 5,625, 18,000 T2A, 5 of these War Season crystals, 1 of that T4CC crystal. And let's go ahead and claim that. And yeah, just scrolling down here to the War Seasons crystals. I was really kind of hoping for more Tier 2 Alpha rather than T5 Basic. I know that I probably would not have earned enough Tier 5 Basic to rank up another champion. However, I do happen to have 3.5 Tier 5 Basic in the stash already, so it's just the Tier 2 Alpha that I was really kind of after. I ranked up. I made the choice to actually rank up Hyperion over like taking Stark Spidey or someone to rank 5. So that was kind of the reason why I kind of held on to the Tier 5 Basic there. If I could, I would probably rank down Blade and take up a Stark Enhanced Spider-Man instead. And just because he's such an MVP, and Blade, you know, he's such a great champion, but I feel like he's much better suited for AQ now as opposed to AW. Yeah, in the end there, we earned 8,000 of those Tier 2 Alpha, so I put 9k on the screen, but I think it's actually 8k from that screen shot there. So yeah, really, really low yield, unfortunately. Here are some of the crystals that I recorded, the crystal openings I recorded. I've got 2 of these featured 5-star hero crystals. I was kind of hoping to get some of the really good champions, the newer champions specifically, but the first one, of course, landing on that Hulk, man. It's just, I mean, it's first time pulling the character rather, so yeah, I suppose it is what it is, but it's kind of painful. The second one I decided to spin out early, and the result is so typical, man. I'm pulling a Groot for the first time. Very painful. 30,000 shards there. 30,000 shards, 2 characters. For those of you who purchased the 4th of July offer, you'll notice that you got a second crystal. In the first crystal, we ended up pulling that Sabretooth, who I did awaken, and so I was really hoping to pull a Corvus here as my number 1 pick. I'll let you hear my reaction henceforth, but I would take a Corvus Glaive, a Gladiator Hulk. Those are my 2 top choices. Iron Man Infinity War, and I'm not sure if he's actually in here. Is Iron Man Infinity War in here? Well, Captain America Infinity War is in here, so I suppose we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna let this one spin out. I'm not gonna touch it. And let's see what the game decides, guys. Let's see what the game decides. What is Ash going to get? Been wanting the Killmonger forever. That would be nice. But Corvus is the one, man. Corvus is the one that I really, really want to get my hands on. Yes! Yes! Absolute! I'm 100% stoked with that. Oh man, yes! Woo! Oh, that feels good. That feels good. I'm gonna take a quick screenshot of that. Oh, that feels so good. So yeah, that was really, really lucky, as you saw. Now, with the Gwenpool Goes to the Movies rewards, I decided to try out a new strategy here and just pop these crystals. As you can see, I got so lucky, man. Legendary crystal, I got that 20% luck and scored one of the best champions, one of the best defenders in the game, Iron Man Infinity War, so super lucky there. Decided to try the same technique here. Captain America Infinity War would have been amazing. The Killmonger would have also been amazing, but unfortunately I did not get the luck that time and ended up duping my Hawkeye. The final crystal, however, I decided to purchase that the most recent offer, the 5-star recap crystal. And since I already have Corvus, awakening him would have been amazing, but the two champions I really bought this crystal for are Void and Killmonger. Those two champions, man, if I pulled one of them, I think I would be super happy, and that would have been first prize for me since I have awakening gems for both of them. Void I could essentially take up to rank 4 because I have so many signature stones just waiting. But Killmonger definitely for the Medusa takedowns. I would easily awaken and take up to rank 4. Probably keep it at Sig 1 or so, since it won't be a prestige rank up. But yeah, I decided to let this particular crystal spin out just the same way I did the Marvelous crystal, in the hopes that maybe that technique works a little bit better, letting the game decide for you as opposed to either popping or stopping it on the reel. Of course, that probably doesn't make any difference. But as you can see, so many massacres and landing on that Killmonger. What a beautiful way to kind of end the season, and easily one of the best champions to get in that particular crystal. Anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed it. Here's a little bit of a summary of some of the rewards that I got. Hopefully, I can take up these guys soon. Until next time, take care, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.